Hello and welcome to Sandy the Sidestepping Crab. That's right. Hey, this is an on your own video, so you should have completed the entire problem on your own, and now you're just watching this video to make sure you did everything correctly. And let's move on to the scenario. Sandy, the sidestepping crab, scuttles across the beach, moving this way and that. He has to be stealth and swift because seagulls are constantly trying to eat him. Sandy was exploring the beach on a sunny day when a huge seagull spotted him. Sandy's legs moved in a blur as he scuttled 3 3/7 yards under a boulder. Let's just write that down. 3 3/7. That's how many yards he scuttled to hide under that boulder. All right, he waited until the seagull flew down the beach, and then he took off for the ocean, which was another 2 2/3 yards. So let's write that down. 2 2/3 yards away, right? How far did Sandy the sidestepping crab have to scuttle to reach the safety of the ocean? All right, so this is an addition problem. So we are adding 3 3/7 to 2 2/3. So the very first thing I want to do is go ahead and create my fraction boxes. And I have 3 holes here. So I'm going to just go 1, then I'll make a second one, and then I'll make a, oh, that's not quite the same size. Okay, that looks a little better. And then I'll make a third one here, and that represents the 3. Now I got to create 3/7, so I'm going to make another box that's actually empty. And for this one, I'm going to make it into 3/7. Now I am going to enlarge this so that I can make the 7 parts better. So 7 parts means I'm going to draw 6 lines. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lines. That gives me 7 parts, and I get 3 out of those 7. So I'm going to go ahead and color in these 3 right here. And that will give me, let me get this set. That gives me 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is exactly what I've got right here, 3 3/7. Now I'm going to add the 2 2/3, so I'm going to go ahead and make another 2 boxes here. So I got 1 here, and move that a little bit, and then I'll create a second one right here, and then I'm going to make a 2/3 over here, and that one will be blank, so I can create the fractions. And once again, I'm going to make this bigger, and 3 parts means 2 lines, and I'm going to just go 1 and 2, and I get 2 out of those 3 parts, so I get 2 out of the 3, and right there I've got 1, 2 out of 3, so I have my 2 fractions, 3 3/7 and 2 2/3 right here. Now the first thing I notice is that I can't add 7ths and thirds because they have uncommon denominators. So I'm going to find my LCM, which stands for least common multiple. I'm going to write the 7 here and the 3 right there. I'll count by 7s first. 7, 14, and then 21. And then I'm going to count by 3s. I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21 right there. Bam! So 21 is my least common multiple. That means for this box, I'm going to cut it into 1, 2, 3 parts. So let's do that. 3 parts means 2 lines. So I'm going to go 1 and 2. And then I have 1, 2, 3 times 7 will give me 21, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And now for this one, I'm going to cut it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 parts. That one was kind of a little bit messed up there. So 21. So 7 parts, which means I'm going to draw 6 lines going up and down. I'm going to make that good and big so I can draw those 6 lines in there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lines. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 times 1, 2, 3, which is 21, and that's exactly what I'm wanting, right? So now all I have to do is add all of these up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes, right? And then I've got all these parts. So let's go ahead and enlarge this a bit so I can write in there a little better. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23 out of the 21, right? So, because these are 21st. So, my answer is right here, 5 and 23 21st, right? Now, if you notice, this is top-heavy or an improper fraction, which means I can change it into a mixed number, right? But I'll do that in a minute. First thing I want to do is show you how the algorithm would look. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to write 3 and 3/7 right there, and then I'm adding the 2 and 2/3 right there, right? Now, before I can add these, as you know, I've got to get common denominators, right? So I'm going to multiply both of these by the gigantic 1. Lovely. All right, so let me just do that there, get the 1 there. And now, for this first one, I'm going to multiply it by, right here, 1, 2, 3, so 3 over 3. So I'm going to make 3 over 3. And for the second one here, I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, so the giant one of 7 over 7. And that's going to give me 2 new fractions or mixed numbers. 3 times 1 is going to give me 3. And then 3 times 3 is going to give me 9. And 7 times 3 will give me 21. Now down here, I've got 2 times this giant 1 is going to give me 2. And then 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. And 7 times 3 right here is going to give me 21 once again. Now if you notice, I have common denominators, right? And that is always good, right? So now I'm ready to add, right? Now when you're adding and subtracting fractions, in this case we're adding, you never add or subtract the denominator because that just tells us how many parts we cut each of these boxes into. So I'm going to simply drop the 21 right here. But you do add or subtract, in this case we're adding the numerator. So 9 plus 14 is going to give me 23. And then I add my whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is going to give me 5. And as you see, 5 and 23 21st agrees with our illustration right there of 5 and 23 21st. But the fun is not over, my friends, because I want to show you how I change this number, this fraction, into a mixed number. And here we go. Let's take a look here. So now, as you see, in order to fill this entire box up, I'd need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of these and bring them down here. So I'm going to take 7 of those and just watch how I do that. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So those 7 are gone, right? And then I'm going to fill them in right across here, and that will make another hole for me, right? So I've got 1 more hole, and right here I had 5, so this will be my 6th hole, right? So I got 6 here. I'll make that a little thicker. And then I've got these 2 left over, so my real new answer is going to be 6 and 2 21st. And that right there is the reduced or simplified answer, right? So now what happens when I use the algorithm to change this, right? So I've actually right now got the 5, and I'll do it in green, and 23 21st, right? But now with this, I want to change it into a mixed number. Well, fractions can be thought of in 3 ways: 23 21st, 23 out of 21, or in this case, 23 divided by 21. So I'm going to just do that right now. I'll do 23 divided by 21, and that will go in there one time, right? So 1 times 21 will give me 21, right? And then when I subtract, I get 3 minus 1 will give me 2, right? So now, here's the cool thing. You take your remainder, and that becomes your numerator, right? So I get 2, and then your denominator is your divisor, right? So 21. So I get 1 and 2 21st, right? But now I got to take this 1 and add it to this 5, right? So that will become 6, and then I don't need this any longer because now I have the 2 21st, right? So 2 21st, 6 and 2 21st, and as you see, dun, da, 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 hey, that agrees with our illustration up here of 6 holes and 2 21st. And hey, my friends, that is how you solve this problem. If you made a mistake anywhere along the way, no worries at all, my friends. Pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.